is my little twin. When I was little, this is how I looked.
Why is your neck so long?
You said, why is your neck so long?
Yeah.
I don't know. You haven't grown into it.
What do you get if you cross a cat with a parrot? A carrot. That's not that funny.
We're used to Kandi Burruss being the center of attention, but her daughter Riley Burruss has quietly matured in front of us, transforming from a timid youngster to a self-assured young lady. Riley is now in the spotlight and has a lot to say about her famous mother. As a Grammy-winning musician and one of the most talked about Real Housewives of Atlanta characters, Kandi Burruss has created an amazing history. She has delighted us for years with her hustle, high-profile drama, and clever comebacks.
Focus on me and what I got going. That's where I'm at right now, because I'm like, time shows and proves. Time shows and proves.
Riley Burruss has been in the spotlight from the start of Real Housewives of Atlanta in 2008, when her early years coincided with Kandi's ascent. Kandi made it obvious early on that Riley was her top priority, even as she balanced her career, friendships, and relationships. As C's fame grew, so did the attention on Riley, who became a familiar face to show fans. Riley was just a young child who was frequently seen supporting her mother during the drama and chaos that defined the series. In May 2024, Riley has matured into a self-reliant young lady. She recently received her degree from New York University, which was a proud moment for her and Kandi, who has always stressed the value of education. Riley's graduation was more than just a significant event. It was the culmination of years spent navigating the challenges of growing up in the spotlight, and her time at NYU wasn't without its veils and curves. Although she first sought a degree in nutrition, many believe that her decision to pursue a career in music was a reflection of her mother's influence. The choice to pursue a music business was made not only to emulate Kandi, but also to have an understanding of the field from her own point of view. Having watched Kandi's success as a singer, producer, and business mogul, Riley has appreciated her mother's work ethic. However, Riley has also expressed her desire to establish her own identity, which is not always simple when your mother is as well-known and accomplished as Kandi. While Riley's journey reflects Kandi's hustle in many ways, she hasn't shied away from expressing the difficulties of growing up in a society affected by fame and celebrity. Her decision to pursue a career in music demonstrates her willingness to combine her personal ambitions with the lessons she's learned from her mother's profession. Accomplishment. In a recent interview, Riley talked candidly about how her childhood influenced her outlook on life, saying that although she is appreciative of the chances her mother's success has given her, growing up in Kandi's shadow wasn't always simple. Riley discussed how the demands of fame impacted her self-esteem as a youngster, particularly when fans and the media criticized her looks and demeanor. These unguarded moments provided viewers with an insight into the emotional toll that fame can have on a young person, and one of Riley's more unexpected. Kandi commended her mother for her work ethic and support, while revelations focused on her parenting approach. Riley said that she occasionally felt a little lost in the shuffle due to Kandi's hectic schedule. She also revealed that Kandi's ambition frequently required balancing many tasks, which occasionally left Riley wishing for more one-on-one time. Riley, however, also disclosed that these encounters gave her valuable lessons that she now cherishes as she blazes her own trail. Riley also considered the delicate balance between pressure and luxury. Growing up in a family where money problems were never a problem allowed her to advantage over amazing possibilities, but it also came with high expectations. Although Riley was grateful for the comforts her upbringing offered, she said that she occasionally felt the need to prove herself. Beyond her family name, Riley's vulnerable moments struck a chord with viewers who commended her for her maturity and honesty. Additionally, with Kandi leaving Roe to concentrate on other endeavors, it's evident that the Burruss family dynamic is changing in ways we're only now starting to comprehend.
Well, okay, so everybody knows that this year, they took like a few extra months between the season to figure out what they want to do.
How long do they normally take to tell them? So this is the announcement of the cast, right?
Right. Normally, after we finish the reunion, people get their letters to know, that they're going to pick up and go to the next season or not, right? But they were like, oh, well, we got to figure some things out. And so during that time, people know I work all the time anyway. But, I started to have some other movie opportunities, a lot of other things that were happening that I can't even talk about. And I was just like excited about being able to spend more time with my family, but working and not being stressed and having to argue and go back and forth.
Fans were curious to see how Key herself would react when Riley Burr's remarks about growing up with Kandi went viral. True to fashion, Kandi handled the situation with pride and grace, demonstrating once again why she is a fan favorite in interviews and social media posts. While some may anticipate a defensive reaction, Kandi stressed her affection for Riley and expressed her pride in the wonderful woman her daughter has become. Instead, Kandi emphasized Riley's independence and achievements, despite admitting that she wasn't a flawless parent. Kandi also acknowledged that juggling her enormous. She talked about how challenging it was to balance her many responsibilities as a mother, business mogul, and artist, particularly during Riley's early years. Her candor about these difficulties resonated with fans, many of whom have followed her journey on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Kandi viewed Riley's candor as proof of their close relationship, which is based on open communication and respect for one another in spite of any difficulties. Riley revealed Kandi's unwavering pride in her daughter, and she frequently exudes joy over Riley's achievements, from her academic accomplishments to her changing professional objectives. In a recent post commemorating Riley's graduation, Kandi expressed her pride in seeing Riley pursue her goals while forging her own unique path. These milestones demonstrate that the lessons she attempted to teach Riley about perseverance and hard work have paid off. While Key's career has been going through a transformative phase over the past year, choosing to concentrate on new acting and production endeavors, such as her Broadway production, The Piano Lesson, and acting. Although Kandi's work on shows like The Chi has taken center stage in her life, these changes have also meant sacrifices on the home front. Kandi has been candid about how her hectic schedule affects her family, which probably contributed to some of Riley's reflections. However, this isn't the first time Kandi and Riley have dealt with public criticism, and it won't be the last. Their ability to confront difficulties head-on has been a hallmark of their relationship, and Psy's encouraging response to Riley's remarks demonstrates how close they are.
Think about how much she not only went through on the show, but brought to the show. When she came on, she was with AJ. He, between filming her first season and shooting the reunion, she lost him. Mama Joyce was disapproving of AJ in her first season. This was season 2 of Atlanta. It was Kandi's first season. She also, in those early seasons, did the music and wrote Party for the Party, which has become, canon. I mean, it's just iconic to the.
As though the Burruss family wasn't already well known, Riley is now taking center stage thanks to her upcoming reality program, Making It in Manhattan. The show will follow Riley as she moves from college to establishing a career in music, highlighting her development. Many fans have personal goals and aspirations. It's a brave move for Riley to take center stage for the first time without Kandi by her side in this event. It's difficult to overlook the timing with Manhattan on the horizon, and the attention surrounding Riley's remarks has undoubtedly sparked interest in what she'll bring to the table as a reality star in comparisons. However, some fans are even questioning whether Riley's recent revelations were planned to build buzz for her show, even though Riley has insisted that her honesty was her way of sharing her truth. There will inevitably be additional Bravo youngsters like Brooks Marks and G. Judice. Although Riley's focus on the music industry puts her different from many Bravo kids who choose occupations distant from the spotlight, both Gia and Brooks have effectively utilized their parents' fame to carve out niches for themselves in the entertainment and fashion industries. Riley's decision to embrace reality TV seems like a conscious attempt to establish herself as a media personality. Character as fans who have watched Riley grow up, her new reality show, Making It in Manhattan, promises to provide viewers with a more in-depth look into her path, even though Riley's revelations may have taken center stage for the time being. This subsequent chapter feels like a logical progression in Riley and Kandi's shared narrative, given her aspirations and her outlook on life beyond her mother's shadow.
On the red carpet for the Grammys, and you announced that you were leaving Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I wasn't sure how I was going to tell people at the time, right? And but it was kind of like boiling inside of me. So my friend, she asked me on the red carpet, and I was like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, girl. I'm not going back. I feel like that was the best way because it was my way, and it let me leave on my own terms. And it made it so I couldn't change my mind. When Andy called me, he was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And I was like, well, I guess I don't know how I feel about it either. Yeah. At first I was fine until he called. And then he started saying all these things about how when he was going to piss and how much he loved, our relationship. And he had me kind of teary-eyed on the phone, to be honest. And it made me feel like, wow, I'm glad we have this relationship. And I didn't leave on a bad note. We still have that relationship. I still support him. I feel like we have a friendship.
Fans swiftly took to social media to express their opinions after Riley Burruss' open remarks about her upbringing went viral. Many commended Riley for being honest and for addressing the realities of having a famous parent. One person wrote, "Riley is so brave for speaking her truth. It's not straightforward growing up in the spotlight, and her perspective is refreshing." Another person commented, "I've watched Riley grow up on Row, and it's inspiring to see her embrace her own voice. She's obviously her mom's daughter." Her supporters flooded her posts with supportive messages, praising her for her bravery and seeing her revelations as a welcome reminder that even the most glamorous lives have their share of difficulties.